Welcome to Girls Night in Online in Saleema's Kitchen. So today we're going to make some great sandwiches. I'm going to make two sandwiches, and you know what kind of sandwiches I'm going to make? I'm going to make hoagies. And I know that I mentioned I was going to make exotic sandwiches. Well, these sandwiches are exotic because they're different type of hoagies. So I'm gonna make two hoagies, I'm gonna make a wrap, and I'm hopefully that we have enough time to do all three of them. But I am Saleema Curtis, and you are in my healing kitchen, and we're gonna start with building our sandwiches. All right. So also you all are muted. At the end, if you have any questions, just while I'm going along and you see something and you wonder what kind of spice that was, or you're just wondering, you know, what I did, how I fixed the mushrooms, how I fixed um, the what are some oysters. All you have to do is all of that information is going to be online, and it's also in the chat box. So everything that I say, all the ingredients, you have any questions, it'll be in the chat box. They put a girls' night in, put it on the chat box. All right, so let's get ready to build some delicious sandwiches. Now, my question is, can you all just nod because I can't see you, but you can all see my board, right? Okay, all right. So I'm going to start with making the oyster mushroom hoagie. And what I do is I use this grape seed. It's really veganese. I meant to have it out here, but it's dairy free. It is delicious. It's made with grapeseed oil and all natural. And I use this instead of using Hellman's mayonnaise. Nothing against Hellman's mayonnaise, but this is a vegan, vegetarian sandwich making girls' night in class. So what I do first, what I did, I brought the baguettes instead of hoagie rolls because they're a little healthier, and I love the flavor. I love it. So I'm gonna start, and I'm hopeful that you all can see everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to put the mayonnaise on one end, on one side. And then on this side, I'm going to put, I have a mixture of avocado oil and grapeseed oil, right? So I'm going to put that on this side of the roll, on this roll. And then I have a co-op around the corner, and they have the best spices, and sometimes I buy my spices wholesale, but this is lemon pepper. Smells wonderful, tastes heavenly, yum. It is so, so good. All right. Now, after that, I am going to build our hoagie. Let's build our hoagie. Now, one of the things that I do is I really believe in energy, and I'm always putting my energy in everything that I make, just about, except for if I'm in a hurry and I forget. But I always hold my food and, you know, think about where it came from, the hands that touched it, and I always bless it, you know, bless every hand that touched it, and put some love energy in your food, because I'm telling you, people, love energy really does have a difference with how your food tastes. Now, this is what I believe. It could be, what you call it, what's it called when you I can't even think of it right now, but it'll come to me. So I put the lettuce, and then I'm going to put some tomatoes, I love, love, love the colors. Then, the first one I'm going to make now, these are mushrooms. These are the wonderful oyster mushrooms. And what I did was I cut them, wiped them off with a paper towel, and then I fried them in grapeseed oil, and I mixed a little bit of avocado oil. They are so good. And I put black pepper and Himalayan salt. So here we go. Next thing I'm gonna do, I have some fire, some, these are wonderful, delicious peppers. All right, then, is that pretty? Next thing I'm gonna do is put some cucumbers. See how my sandwich looks? And put some hot peppers. It smells heavenly. You have your girlfriends over, have some wine, make some hoagies, have some good music. Couldn't ask for anything better. And some real good girlfriends, you know, the kind that you can laugh with, have a lot of fun with, be yourself. And I'm gonna put some onions. Some pretty. And I'm gonna put some radishes. So this is a different type of hoagie. And well, let me just say it's just, you know, it's a hoagie and it's just made with not your all of your regular ingredients, but these ingredients are wonderful together, taste great. And so then I'm going to put a little more. Now this is grapeseed oil with a little bit of avocado oil. Has a wonderful flavor. Wonderful flavor. And then we have here, this is my Italian season. And I'm going to use some more that smells good. And I love cayenne pepper. A little bit of cayenne pepper on this roll. And we're going to put some hot shakes, hot peppers, paper shakes. Yum. Lovely. And we'll cut that. So that's your oyster mushroom, fried oyster mushroom hoagie. I tell you, I had some, we were out in the backyard the other day and I made it and it was so good. And we had a glass of wine and the weather was nice and the food was good. And I was just like, boy, I tell you, life is really wonderful at times, at times. So that's your hoagie. Now I'm going to make the next hoagies. What I did was I fried oysters. And we looked all over for oysters because I love oysters. And we were told, well, because it's not the holiday time, it's going to be very hard for you to find them. But we did. We found some oysters, fresh oysters. Well, I can't say fresh, they were frozen, but they're really good. So that you all remember, I'm going to do the same thing with our oyster hoagie. So this is our veganese or veganese dressing. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, well, I'll tell you that afterwards. All right. And then we have our grapeseed and our olive oil. Next, I use romaine lettuce. I know that most of the hoagies are made with iceberg lettuce, but this is healthier. The greener, the better. And I'm a holistic health coach, so I'm always looking for healthy alternatives. Now you can put this stuff on. I know I probably didn't use the same. Um, I didn't build them the same, but it's the same ingredients. All right. So the next, these are our fried oysters. Really good. I use just a little bit of Himalayan pink salt, and I fried them in the panko. This right here, this stuff here, organic panko, Japanese style breadcrumbs. And I also used a little bit of the, what kind of flour was it? Chickpea flour. So mix it with chickpea flour. And what you can do is take like, have a little small bowl with some almond milk and kind of dip it in the almond milk real quick. And then, put your salt and your pepper and then bread them and fry them. Make sure the oil is really, really hot. So they come out really nice. All right, so we have the oysters on the roll. Now, like we did the last one, we're going to put some wonderful fresh cucumbers. And I'm going to put the hot peppers. And some onions. I don't think I did that. No, I didn't put the onions on. Now, most of, I usually get my produce from the either the farmer's market, or we have a co-op right around the corner, or I'll go to some of the health food stores and get some fresh produce. But I'm gonna start growing my own. It makes no sense. I went to get some tomatoes the other day, and it was just crazy the price they were charging for tomatoes. I said, I'm gonna start growing my own tomatoes. See, this is why you have to have a system, because I forgot whether or not I put my tomatoes on, and I did have a system. Pretty, pretty. So we have onions, we have radishes, we have cucumbers, we have hot peppers. I did put radishes on already. We have the romaine lettuce. And then I am going to use, let's see, this one here. Oh, that's the apple stuff for the other. And this right here is our lemon pepper. It's so good. This is really a good brand I got from the co-op, and they sell it, you get it in these big like jars, and you get what you want. Just don't be stingy with the herbs, man. Don't be stingy with the herbs. And then I'm going to put a little bit more mayonnaise. So I have to stop saying mayonnaise. The mayonnaise on it. This is such a wonderful, healthy meal. And it's easy to make. You don't have to, well, I did fry them, but not a lot of cooking, you know? And they're so beautiful. I'm gonna cut them later. And we're gonna have them for our dinner. Isn't that beautiful? You see the colors? I love the colors. All right, so that is it for our hoagies. Now I want to make a wrap. So I have to confess, people. When I got these wraps, right? Now I use spelt wraps and I use them all the time. So I went to make a sandwich this afternoon and the bread started cracking. And I said, come on, Spirit Divine. Are you playing with me? You know I have to do a show and you're cracking and you have never, ever, ever before cracked. It started cracking, so just bear with me. If it cracks, we'll just cut it up. But I want to show you how I make this as well. So because I love, love, love this veggies, I usually put it on most of my sandwiches. So I'm going to start with that. And I am going to also use the Italian seasoning. And I'm also going to use this is the lemon pepper. And I'm going to add some cucumbers, not cucumbers, I'm looking at cucumbers, some avocado. We're going to slice up the avocado. I just slice it up really small and kind of smash it. And then it's really nice. Where, did I bring? Yeah, I did bring them. So I shredded some red cabbage. I love the colors. We eat our colors because our colors give us our different vitamins and minerals that we need, make our skin lovely, keep our bodies healthy. Gotta take care of these bodies we're living in because we won't be living in them for long. And while we are, we want to have the best times we can while living in these bodies. So these are the carrots, sliced up some carrots. And I put some onions. Peppers. I don't like that one, it's too big. A little bit of lettuce. And some sprouts. Alfalfa sprouts. Da, 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 da. This is for all you vegans out there. We just have only live food. That's it. And pray for me, y'all. Let's see. Yay. Now you can, the thing is when you make these sandwiches, you have to suit your taste and be creative. I mean, there's so many things that you can add into your wraps, artichokes, olives, um, to make it tasty, to bring it alive. You don't want boring veggie sandwiches. You know how, some folks, I'm not talking about people, but you just have to be creative. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if you have a sandwich with just lettuce and tomatoes, the same old stuff, it's like no. That's why the children don't want to eat it because we are not creative with our food. We've got to be creative. And when I say we, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just saying some folks, they think that you have to do the same old thing. But what I have to realize is that we all have our gifts, and mine, thank goodness, is cooking. I've been cooking for many, many, many moons, and fed and continue to feed the community. My friends come over and eat, and we have just a good time, just eating wonderful, healing food and drinking great wines. And, I'm a health coach that drinks wine. Some people don't believe in it, but I think that, it's important that we determine, we just live our lives the way we see fit. So, does anyone have any questions?
Can the hoagies be made the day before, or are they better to eat right away?
Oh, they're better to eat right away because this bread gets soggy and you want everything nice and fresh. The only thing that you can do, like if you're making a hoagie with all live vegetables and you want the flavor, you want different flavors to come out, is you add the herbs, you add the oil, you add garlic. Because I did put garlic. You will get the recipes to how I fried the mushrooms as well as the uh, what is that? Sometimes this senior moment is no fun. I'm telling you. The oysters. But anyway, if you want to season like what I did with the red cabbage, you could add a lot of different herbs and put some oil in it and some garlic and let it sit overnight, and then spread that. Make a hoagie with that, and then add some lettuce, your tomatoes, and whatnot. So yeah, it's good to make them the day of.
Sure, here's another one. What kind of sprouts do you use?
Thanks, alfalfa sprouts. But I use all kinds. But this time I use alfalfa sprouts. The only thing with alfalfa sprouts is you have to eat the sandwich right away. They get soggy really fast. So I usually put a paper towel. I put my sprouts in a bowl, and I put paper towel on the bottom so that it can soak up the water and keep the sprouts not keep them kind of crisp because they're delicious. I love alfalfa sprouts, and they are loaded with minerals, good for our skin. When I think about how long I've been on this earth and how I still have this zest for life, and I swear that I'm 40 and I'm 70, it's like, go girl, live this life. You know what it was? It's this food I ate all my life for 50 years, I'm telling you. Food is your medicine. Let thy medicine. I'm preaching now. I don't mean to preach, y'all, but anyway, I really like this stuff. So go ahead. Any more questions? Anybody have any more questions?
Yep. So what do you fry for the hoagies? Real oysters or mushrooms?
Oh, okay. So I use oyster mushrooms for one hoagie, and then I use oysters for just oysters. So these were like this is the oyster mushroom. You see how it looks here? Can y'all see that good? So this is the oyster mushroom, and I made sure that the oil was nice and hot, and I breaded it with the panko And I also used the chickpea flour, and I rolled it, coated it pretty good, but didn't do this side. But yeah, that's what I use. Did I answer that question?
Yep. And then someone asked, are they canned oysters?
Nope. Nope. We got them from the H&M store. It's a Asian um, supermarket, and they sell them in the big bags, and they come like with the not the it comes like half oysters, so you have to dig just the oyster out, but not the oyster with the entire shell on it. And they come frozen, and they are delicious. I've just been eating them like crazy. I love oysters. Love them. Any more questions? I love questions. Y'all ask questions. I'm a girl from Philly, and that's why I decided to do Hoagies. I was raised and born in Philly, grew up in West Philadelphia, not too far from 52nd and Market, and I have been in the health industry for over 30 years, worked all over different universities, and then I started my own business. Um, yeah, so it's a wellness coaching practice.
Okay, one more question. Someone asked, can you use other seafood?
Oh yeah, that's what, like when I was saying, it's important to be creative. You can use all kinds of, well, you don't want the bony fish, you can make salmon, you can do fish, get it deboned and fry it, and make that kind of hoagie. You can do eggplant, like make egg, sometimes I fry eggplants, like I cut them into strips and then I bread it and fry it, and I make that into a hoagie. That's what I mean about being creative. I mean, there's so many different ideas um, that we can, incorporate into our cooking, and our preparation of our foods. And my thing is, I always tell my clients, just eat colors, eat lots of colors, and be creative. Yeah, so you can use fish. You can, I mean, the avocado hoagie, like I said, eggplant, um, crab cakes. You know how you fry crab cakes and um, break it up and put it on a hoagie roll, and yep. So
Do you measure your ingredients when you cook?
thank you for that. Oh, I love that question. So my grandma, who was from Atlanta, I'm a lady that tells stories, so have patience with me, okay? My grandma was from Atlanta, Georgia, and we grew up in Philly, and she would come visit us pretty frequently, and she could cook her behind off. And I was a little girl, I was, I guess, about 10, and I used to sit in the kitchen and I would watch her, and she never, ever measured anything, and her food was heavenly. She would make cakes, she would make pies. So she's up in me now because I don't, and I have to really remember, Saleema, get a measuring cup. You're doing a recipe book. You can't just say about this much. So now I have to live a whole different way. I have to get my measuring cup. I have to measure how much. I had to do that for frying my oysters and my mushrooms. I don't measure anything, but I start because I am going to do a cookbook, a recipe book. So I do now, but when I don't have to and I'm just cooking, whatever is in me I add things. Sometimes I might put a little bit of something in the sauce, and I taste it first before, or I might take a little bit of sauce and put it on a spoon and add something and then taste it, because I'm always looking for different flavors that cause the vegetables to pop, but not drown, the taste of the veggie or the fruit or whatever it is I'm cooking, but to complement it. So yeah, yep. So that question, I gave you a whole story about measuring. So
Okay, what kind of oil do you use to fry the oysters in?
I use grapeseed and avocado. Now you can use, because I like to fry them, you have to fry them really, really fast. I mean, they're so small and they can burn so fast. You have to stay right with those babies. This time I combined it grapeseed and avocado, and they came out really good. Sometimes I just use the avocado oil, or sometimes I'll use just the grapeseed, or sometimes I'll use olive oil. It just depends on, I guess, how I'm feeling, really. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is the last question. Will you come back and teach us about soups?
Soups? You like soups? Of course I will. Yeah, I make a lot of different soups. Bok choy. I make soups more. I can't say that I make them more in the winter. In the winter, I make a lot of bean soups. I love beans. Oh my God, all kinds of beans. But I make vegetable soups. Yes. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.